Welcome to this League of Politics Champion Spotlight, featuring Joe Rogan, the DMT Demon.
If you don't think chimps will steal babies and eat them, you haven't been paying attention to the literature.
Joe Rogan is one of the most popular champions in the game, with a pick rate that dwarfs that of other champions that many would consider mainstream. In earlier patches, Joe Rogan's kit made heavy use of situational comedy and fear-based abilities to stun and disorient opponents. In the current meta, the DMT Demon is a very tanky jungler, with a number of abilities that allow him to absorb tons of damage and strike from the shadows using a powerful array of bow hunting and mixed martial arts techniques. Let's open our third eye and see what the DMT Demon can do on the riff. Joe's passive is Third Eye Open. Joe's extensive usage of psychedelic substances grants him an incredible level of open-mindedness, allowing him to consider every possibility in the known universe.
It's entirely possible that
This open-mindedness makes him an effective interviewer, as he's not afraid of asking dumb questions to intelligent people, much to the benefit of his listeners.
How strange is it that we put like a monetary value on actual life itself? Wow, it's just such a strange concept.
Yeah.
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
Oh my god. No.
Holy shit, Jamie, pull that video up.
This ability has its downsides, however. If Joe is too open-minded, he risks considering ideas that are questionable even to the most conspiracy-minded person.
How many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story.
You don't believe that Africans were brought over on slave ships?
Correct.
Joe's cue is Pull That Up. The DMT Demon summons his legendary companion, Jamie, who attaches to Joe Rogan and follows him wherever he goes. On command, Joe can order Jamie to pull that shit up. This ability allows Joe to fact-check opposing champions when they attempt to spread misinformation.
You're talking about hormone blockers.
Yeah.
Millions of kids have been on hormone blockers? Really?
I'm sure someone's going to fact check me on that, but my guess is that we're into the millions now at this point. Yeah, that would be my guess. I actually think that that this shouldn't be happening to.
It says over the last 5 years there were at least 4,780 adolescents who started puberty blockers and had a prior gender dysphoria diagnosis.
I would guess hundreds of thousands with this, but I could be wrong.
Million sounds great.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Joe needs to be careful with this ability, however, as focusing on what Jamie has pulled up risks distracting the DMT Demon at inopportune moments.
It was a really tough fight for me too. It was a really bad camp. It was probably the worst camp of my career. My dad had passed away like 3 weeks before the fight, and like 2 or 3 days after that,
Why does that look so shitty, Jamie?
my cousin passed away. So it was,
Like, pull it back. Is it our computer that's doing that? Why is it? But come on, man. This is it's a YouTube video.
Joe's W is Hold the Center. As an A-tier enlightened centrist, Joe isn't afraid to push back against whatever far left or far right nonsense comes across his radar.
I just said a prayer.
When face to face with ultra-progressive idiocy, Joe pushes back using the power of common sense.
Right? Because you've heard a lot of trans people say this, right? I was born a woman. What I'm saying is, no one was born anything.
What? You are losing me in a huge way.
Why?
You don't think that some women are born women and you don't think you're born a man?
No.
You're a man, right? We're not talking about the broad spectrum of masculine behavior. We're talking about no one is born a man? You're not born a man? I'm not born a man?
I'm saying that, no, I think
we're getting silly.
Executed. And they'll start saying stuff like, well, there's alphas and there's betas, and women are hardwired to be attracted to the alpha, because that's what it's like in nature. Like, they'll be using that language, right? And so what we're pointing out is that's not scientific, right?
It's not scientific, but it is true that women are hardwired to be attracted to confident, athletic men.
I don't know if I agree with that, but...
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think that women look at like pro athletes and like big, strong, athletic men, and you don't think they're drawn to that for evolutionary reasons?
No, I don't actually.
While the DMT Demon's cold plunge enhanced immune system can handle the woke mind virus with ease, Joe Rogan is equally effective in dealing with religious fundamentalism on the right.
But what are your own personal feelings about like gay people? Should they avoid being gay?
You know, I believe in sexual morality. Is that the sexual act, properly ordered, belongs within the marital bond, which should be reserved for a man and a woman. Which also means that it's like sexually immoral to have sex before marriage. You know, all these things happen. I'm aware of that, but I do believe that it's immoral.
There's people that are just gay. They know they're gay. They've been gay forever. I have friends that are gay. And it's not something that was forced upon them. It's not something that was asked of them or something they were manipulated into being. They're just gay. And if those gay people find other gay people and they fall in love and they decide to get married, I don't see how that affects anyone.
Joe's E is psilocybin strike. Joe channels his mixed martial arts expertise to land a deadly strike on an enemy champion.
You can hit hard like that, but I can hit pretty hard like that. Boom!
Every time Joe activates this ability, he alternates between powerful roundhouse kicks or verbal barrages.
You never stolen a joke?
No, I've never stolen a joke.
And grab you by your fucking neck and slam you up against the left back
No.
of the wall for ripping off your shit.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
What's more, this ability gains increased critical hit damage the longer the DMT Demon deprives himself of sensory inputs during the game. Joey Rogues must be cautious with this ability due to its very long cooldown, since his ape-like body requires substantial quantities of Epsom salts and psychedelic substances to return to full strength.
We just come to make sure your baby's okay.
Joe's ultimate is Guests of Honor. Joe summons one of his many podcast guests, each of which provide the DMT Demon a number of different benefits. If Joe needs additional damage, he can summon a pyromaniac billionaire to arm him with advanced weaponry.
What kind of unhinged people are going to be buying a flamethrower in the first place?
Yeah, it's a terrible idea. Terrible. Shouldn't buy one. I said don't buy this flamethrower.
How many did you make?
20,000.
If Joe needs healing, he can summon a wide range of doctors and researchers to dispense medical advice.
Well, so melanocyte-stimulating hormone does two things. It causes pigmentation, and it reduces appetite. So who are the two people? What's the one group on this planet of people that want to be tan and reduce their appetite?
Hoes.
Bodybuilding.
Lastly, if Joe needs crowd control, he can summon the king of conspiracy theorists to taunt and distract enemy champions.
Thanks to atrazine, there'll be no more frogs, but we're gay, so it's cool.
The DMT Demon's mobility and strength makes him an ideal jungler, and his highly non-partisan kit allows him to fit onto a team with very diverse political views. His bow hunting and survivalist skills make him very effective at killing neutral jungle monsters. And his rapid and deadly striking ability puts fear into the heart of any enemy he ganks. When itemized with facts and logic, the DMT Demon is able to absorb tons of damage from enemy champions and propaganda outlets.
The rest of them are all lying about me taking horse medication.
We should talk about that.
What bothered you?
It should bother you too. They're lying at your network about people taking human drugs versus drugs for veterinary.
Calling it a horse dewormer is not a flattering thing. I get that.
It's a lie. It's a lie on a news network, and it's a lie that they're conscious of. This is not a mistake.
Yeah.
While Guests of Honor may be his flashiest ability, Hold the Center is Joe Rogan's strongest tool for ensuring his team's success against the freaks on the far right and far left.
It's just a cult. When there's two cults in this country. There's the right-wing cult and the left-wing cult. And there's a bunch of people that are centrists. There's a bunch of people that have like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and they're kind of in the middle, and they're confused, and they don't know what to think. And I think the majority of people are kind of really, if you isolated them and get them out of their tribal thinking, most people are in the center. Most people.
Thank you for watching this Champion Spotlight. Join us next time for a closer look at Candace Owens, the Dark Templar.